Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my show where I offer misguided advice about video games. Game of choice, Hearthstone. My name is Meerkat, and today I'm going to be talking about the Mech Mage deck. This is a deck that's been out for about a month now, actually, now that I think about it. Maybe even longer. I'm surprised I haven't actually made a video of it sooner. I was playing it, I did really well with it, and then I got bored with it. I think that's probably why I didn't make a video. But it's a very popular deck. You can find it on Hearthstone.com. HEARTHPWN.com. Just type in Mech Mage. It should have like 200-300 upvotes or something like that. It's got quite a bit. But anyways, hopping into the deck list right away, you got 2 Clockwork Gnomes, 2 Mana Wyrms, 2 Frostbolts, 2 Unstable Portals. Both of these spells pair really well with Mana Wyrm if you can get it out. 2 Annoy-o-trons, which they are very annoying. 2 Mech Warpers, 2 Snow Chuggers. Awesome card, very good card to have at the beginning. Can shut down a lot of warriors, druids, rogues, and paladins. 1 Harvest Golem, 2 Spider Tanks, 2 Tinkertown Technicians, 2 Fireballs, 1 Polymorph, 2 Goblin Blastmage, 1 Jeeves. Actually, I think this is a card that I threw in there. I can't remember if this is in the original deck list, but it definitely works well for me in this deck. 2 Sludge Belchers, 1 Sylvanas Windrunner, 1 Flamestrike, and 1 Archmage Antonidas. So let's go ahead and hop out of here. We're going to hop straight into a match. Now, whoops, here we go, Mech Mage. Now with Mech Mage, it is a very aggressive deck. It's an aggro type of deck. Usually you get the kill around turn 6, turn 7. Sometimes later, maybe a couple times earlier, like on turn 5. But yeah, it's a very aggressive deck that relies heavily on you getting board control and making valuable trades, as well as going for face at the right time. And it just does a lot of damage. It's really effective, and I wouldn't be surprised if some of these cards get nerfed as a result of the fact that they are so effective. So for Mulligan, I'm going turn 1, so I'm actually going to toss all of those back and hope that I get something cheaper because I am turn 1. Normally I would keep those kind of cards in another type of deck because they are cost 3, but I really wanted to get a turn 1 or turn 2, and alas, I did. Got lucky enough to pull into a Mana Wyrm, so right away we're throwing down a little bit of a presence onto the board, and yeah, this is going to be really vital that I gain very quick board control, which already I've got 2 minions on the board. It's turn 2. He still hasn't used the coin yet, so I have a feeling that there might be... Nope, no Frostbolt coming out. Okay. Next turn I'm going to drop down another Mech Warper, and I'm going to drop down a Spider Tank. I could have dropped the Frostbolt, but I want to go ahead and hold on to that Frostbolt for now. It's not really super important for me to throw it down, even though I would get more damage. I'd rather go ahead and populate the board as fast as I can with these different minions. He might be throwing down a Cone of Cold, which in fact that is what he's going to do. Probably these 3. Nope, I lied. He's going to do these 3 right here. Most likely he's got a Sludge Belcher into his hand. Sludge Belcher. I saw the card come into my hand here. He's probably got a Blizzard, so he wants to even out the damage. So I'm going to go ahead and just drop down a Frostbolt now. Even though I'm not able to pair it up with the Mana Wyrm's extra point of damage this turn, I just want to go ahead and try to be as aggressive as I can. I might be able to kill him in 2 more turns. If he drops down a Taunt, I've got a Polymorph to clear the way, and I've got less than 2 turns. Unfortunately, I've got less than 2 turns for a Blizzard, but now he dropped down another Cone of Cold, which is too bad. Okay, gonna drop down the Goblin Mage, doing a lot of damage. He's in a lot of trouble. He's definitely dead next turn. He does not have the coin, so he's not able to do a Blizzard. He could have a Frost Nova. He does not have one. He's got an Explosive Sheep. Bummer! That's too bad, but that's okay. We're still going to have our Goblin Blastmage, which is going to do a nice 5 points of damage. And I'm going to go ahead and drop down the Snow Chugger. The reason why I dropped him down instead of the Sludge Belcher is because I want to get that extra point of damage with the Fire Blast. At this point, he is going to be able to swing back around because he's got a lot of cards and he's very controlling. Yes, okay, in fact I know exactly what he's playing. I've got the stick, as a matter of fact. So what we're going to do is we're just going to continue to ignore everything and go straight for the face. Next turn, he is dead. So what he could pull out is he could pull out a heal bot, heal himself up for 8 points of damage. The type of deck that he's playing is a Fish Freeze deck. And Fish Freeze relies heavily on you pulling out a lot of cards from your opponent. For example, that Death Lord. Unfortunately, he does have the Echo of Medivh. I probably should have killed the Earthen Ring Farseer. I should have seen that coming. Doesn't matter. Either way, he's still dead this turn. Unless he... Actually, I lied. He's not dead this turn. Not yet. Pulling out another sheep. Okay. Next turn, this turn, I'm just going to be continuing to go straight for the face. Hopefully he's not going to be able to heal himself up. He does have an Alexstrasza in this deck. Like I said, I'm very familiar with the deck that he's playing. He's only got one Earthen Ring Farseer. He did duplicate it. Or, I'm sorry, he did do the Echo of Medivh. Looks like he's going to be doing that once again, unfortunately. So he's going to heal himself up again. But hopefully I've got enough damage to be able to pull through and pull off the win. And it looks like I might have won. So he's got 3. Yep, there we go. Victory. Very aggressive deck. He's dead on turn 8. Very, very fun. I have a lot of fun with this deck. I could go into another match, but I'm just going to keep this video short, sweet, and to the point. Let's go back here. I'm going to talk about a couple of different tricks that you can do with this deck. And actually, there's one principal mechanic to this deck that I have not discussed and that you did not see in the last game that is very, very important. Anyways, so this deck has a lot of different ways to gain board control with the early minions, and the Unstable Portal is also an excellent card, especially if you have a Mana Wyrm. The cheaper cards are definitely very effective to use and pair up with each other and synergize very well. Considering it is a mech deck, it is very, very efficient with the extra cards that you get from like Tinkertown and from the extra damage that you get from, what's his name, the Goblin Blastmage. But you really just want to try to be as aggressive as you can and only make valuable trades with his minions on the board when necessary. As you saw, there was a few turns there that I didn't need to attack into his minions. And I wasn't aware of what type of deck he was playing until he dropped the Earthen Ring until he dropped the Death Lord, which is actually the Fish Freeze Mage deck, which I'll show in another video, because that is a fun deck. I really do like to play it. It's a very controlling, very long, and grueling almost game sometimes with that deck. Anyways, but the most important thing that I did want to mention, not necessarily most important to win the game, just the most important thing I wanted to cover before I forget, was Archmage Antonidas. This is going to come in handy a lot with your cheap spare parts, because spare parts are considered a spell card, so you are able to drop down an Archmage Antonidas and drop out, you know, a couple of spare part cards or your Unstable Portal or your Frostbolt and be able to get those fireballs in return. So that is basically your late game answer if you do end up going into turn 10 and beyond. And that's pretty much it. I did trade out a couple of cards, couple of mech cards for the fireballs, I believe. I traded out those those mechanical yetis. I believe I traded them out for the 2 fireballs. My opinion, I think the 2 fireballs are more beneficial because you can do direct damage and you can remove a taunt if you don't have a polymorph in your hand. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. So leave a comment in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video and found it to be informative. And yeah, give me a suggestion if you have another deck that you would like me to showcase. I can definitely hop on here and make a quick video tutorial. And until next time, my name is Meerkat.